Pennsylvania and went to southern New York to the home of Josiah Stoll, and there she met Joseph, and on January 18th, 1827, they were married in South Bainbridge, New York.
After the wedding ceremony, Joseph and Emma will go to Palmyra and live with the Smiths. You would say that Emma had given up everything for Joseph but the clothes on her back. And so in August, Joseph will venture back to the hills and ask Isaac Hale for the rest of Emma's personal belongings. Isaac's reply will be, "Joseph, you stole my daughter." But trying to reconcile things, Isaac will say, "If you'll quit looking through seer stones and talking about angels, I'll help you out." But as we know, angels and seer stones were much of Joseph's future.
There were several other occasions in which Angel Moroni visited the prophet Joseph. For example, from the writings of Lucy Mack Smith, she describes an occasion in which her husband is very worried because Joseph is late coming home. When Joseph finally does arrive, Joseph indicates to his father that he has received a very severe chastisement. His father, very concerned as to who would be doing this, Joseph then indicates that while passing by the hill once more, he had seen the angel and was told that he needed to keep the commandments.
I have had the severest chastisement that I have ever had in my life. The angel met me and said that I had not been engaged enough in the work of the Lord, that the time had now come, for the record should be brought forth, and that I must be up and doing, that I must set myself about the things which God has commanded me to do. But Father, give yourself no uneasiness as to this reprimand, for I know what course I am to pursue, and all will be well.
It is now the 21st of September, 1827, and the prophet Joseph is again to report to the hill, but this time it will be different. This time is to receive the plates. People in the neighborhood and other friends and family members are concerned and understanding that this might be the time. At the Smith home on this day, Josiah Stoll was visiting the family along with Joseph Knight Sr., who will be staying the night. Mother Smith records that she's staying up late doing work when, close to midnight, Joseph comes down and asks her if she had a chest that he could borrow. She did not have one, and that raised great concern for her, because she knew then instantly what he was doing. And then Emma, his wife, walks through the house dressed for traveling. They will get in the horse and buggy and will travel and leave the Smith home towards the hill Cumorah.
Moroni had told Joseph to be very careful and not divulge anything about the plates abroad, but the family apparently didn't take that to mean everybody. We understand that Joseph Sr. had told Martin Harris maybe a couple of years before Joseph actually obtained the plates. And then the Knight family from Colesville also said that Joseph had told them about it. And that would account for Joseph Knight's presence at the Smith family home that night. Whatever happened, we're not exactly sure, but we do know that when it is time for Joseph to obtain the plates, there are several unsavory characters prowling around who know roughly where the plates are and roughly when Joseph is to get a hold of them. One of these fellows who was fairly diehard and intent on getting them was a fellow named Samuel Lawrence. Joseph was aware that things had leaked out, and so he actually sent his father, Joseph Sr., to the home of Samuel Lawrence the night of 21st September 1827 to just watch Lawrence's movements. And Joseph told his father that if it looked like Lawrence was going to go to the hill, that Joseph's father was then to tell Lawrence that if Joseph Smith found him at the hill, he would thrash the stumps with him, meaning stay where you're supposed to stay. Fortunately for Lawrence and the stumps, I suppose, Lawrence did not head to the hill that night, and Joseph and Emma were able to go there unencumbered.
Shortly after midnight, Joseph and Emma arrived at the base of the hill. Joseph left Emma in the buggy while he traveled up the hill to the place where he used to meet the angel Moroni. The angel Moroni instructed him concerning the plates and what he was to do with them.
Now you have got the record into your own hands, and you are but a man. Therefore you will have to be watchful and faithful to your trust, or you will be overpowered by wicked men, for they will lay every plan and scheme that is possible to get it away from you. And if you do not take heed continually, they will succeed. While it was in my hands, I could keep it, and no man had power to take it away. But now I give it up to you. Beware, and look well to your ways, and you shall have power to retain it until the time for it to be translated.
The same heavenly messenger delivered them up to me with this charge, that I should be responsible for them, that if I should let them go carelessly or through any neglect of mine, I should be cut off, but that if I would use all my endeavors to preserve them until he, the messenger, should call for them, they should be protected.
The protecting of the plates was not an easy thing for him to do. As he brought the plates down off the hill, it appears that he hid them in a log not far from the hill. Then Joseph went out and picked the plates out of the logs and brought them back into the Smith home. On his return back, he traveled the road for a space of time when he felt it was probably best for him to leave the road and go through the brush to return to his home. On his way, he came to a brush fall that was located there. As he climbed over a log, a man jumped out from behind the log and hit Joseph and tried to obtain the plates, but Joseph was able to fight him off. 2 other times, Joseph was attacked by men on his way back to the home. The last time, Joseph happened to strike the man, which injured Joseph's hand, and his sister records having to tape and wash the hand for Joseph when he returned home, but he was able to, in spite of the attacks on him, return home safely with the plates.
At least some of the characters who were trying to get the plates from Joseph at this time felt that they had a legitimate right to the plates. Both Martin Harris and David Whitmer tell us that most of them who were involved had had some former association with Joseph in some treasure hunting activities. We do know that in October of 1825, Joseph had actually signed, along with 8 other people, a document called the Articles of Agreement. This was down when he was working for Josiah Stoll, looking for, theoretically, a lost Spanish silver mine down near Harmony, Pennsylvania. And they had signed this document saying that whatever they get, whatever's found, will be equally distributed among everybody who's involved. And it is possible that some of these people who were trying to get the plates from Joseph at this time had been somehow involved with that and had a document, where that they considered binding in whatever court, I don't know, but they considered it binding and wanted Joseph to share this treasure that he had found in the Hill Cumorah.
Over the next few months, other attempts were made by people to try to obtain the plates from Joseph. He was out of his home at one day when he returned back and asked if anybody had been inquiring concerning the plates, and he became anxious over that. With the help of a neighbor friend, they took the bricks out of the hearth and put the plates in the hearth of the fireplace and covered the bricks. Within hours after that event, mob did come to the house trying to obtain the plates, and the people in the home, the men in the home, rushed out of the house yelling and screaming at the mob, which took the mob by surprise, scaring them, and they fled into the woods and dispersed and went to their homes.
Shortly afterwards, a couple of men came to the house to talk with Joseph and to try and get him to show them the plates. Joseph actually took them into the west room of the house where the plates were buried under the hearth and talked with them, and of course wouldn't give them any information that they wanted. One of the men was, the records tell us he was a great rodsman, meaning he had some rods, some sticks that he could use, and through them locate buried treasure. And he actually, according to the records, pulled out his rods when he wasn't getting anywhere with Joseph, pulled out his rods.